Got data you want to make available to users for exploration, visualization, and analysis? You can take advantage of data wrangling capabilities to turn data from a file or a source into a model. You can create a model based on an import data source or on live data. The option to start with an empty model is generally preferred for planning and is covered in the How to Create Models from Scratch video. For most analytic models, you'll use data as the foundation for creating the model structure. Next, choose your data source type and select the relevant file or data. This kicks off an import process in which the source is reviewed to identify the types of information it contains. When the data has finished loading, the right panel displays details about the model, including whether it's enabled for planning. In this case, the model is intended for analytics, so planning can be disabled. Before you make any other changes, you may want to save the model, as some options are not available until after the model has been saved. A version dimension is generated automatically. By default, the model displays in list view with the columns from the data source categorized as measures and dimensions. Optionally, you can switch to graph mode to view the data structure of the model. From here, you can create new measures or dimensions, change the data type of a measure or dimension, convert a measure to a dimension or vice versa, and copy or delete a measure or dimension. For example, the order number column has been identified as a measure, so you can convert it to a dimension. You can display the data foundation at the bottom of the screen, where you can see a column for each measure and dimension. When you select a measure or dimension in the model list or graph view, the associated column is automatically selected in the data foundation. Column details display in the right panel, where you can change the name or description of the selected column and make other adjustments depending on the column type. For measures, you can adjust the data type, aggregation settings, unit type, and formatting options. For dimensions, in addition to editing the name and description, you can also change the dimension type. Optionally, you can add properties such as designating a column as the description for the selected dimension. You can generate a dimension table, which gives you the option to map the properties for the selected dimension. If a property doesn't have a preset type, you can define it as text. If a validation issue is detected, you're prompted to review the issue. Here, there is a mismatch in the store name values. You can choose the desired value to resolve the issue. In the right panel, the dimension table properties display, providing a range of additional features for rights and access, as well as level-based and parent-child hierarchies. You can add more properties from here. If you create a new column, you can enter or paste the values here in the grid. Don't forget to save your changes regularly. For all dimensions and measures, you can also apply transformations to the data. Working with a sample of data from the data source, you can create transforms to concatenate columns, split columns, extract values, replace values, change the case, or filter values in the data. You can also duplicate or delete selected columns. When you create a transform, the system provides prompts to assist you. Your changes are captured in the transform log, where you can roll back edits if necessary. The data transformation view also gives you the option to validate the full set of data to resolve any issues. You're prompted to save any changes before returning to the model structure view. To define new measures, you can switch to the Calculations workspace. From here, you can create new measures or calculated measures, which are defined using formulas. For assistance in creating calculations, you can open the Formula Editor, which provides lists of available functions and operators. This is covered in more detail in the How to Create Calculations, Formulas, and Variables in Models video. Open the model settings to edit general details, set access and privacy settings, adjust date settings such as using a fiscal year, enable planning capabilities, configure currency conversion, set structure priority for models that include an account dimension, and configure data and performance options. Once you've applied the appropriate settings, save your changes. After the model has been saved, you can access the Data Management workspace to import additional data to the model or export the entire model or the data in it as a file, which are processes covered in other videos. For more information on what you can do by creating models starting with data, check out the links in the description and try it for yourself today.